You have fought your way to $50,000 per month with your agency, or even $100,000 per month with your marketing agency. But now you're probably wondering, how do you get to $300,000 a month, or even $500,000 a month and beyond? When I was at $50,000 per month with my marketing agency, we plateaued hard. And it wasn't until a few changes that we implemented that we were able to skyrocket from $50K a month to over $250,000 per month in as little as 6 months. And now, what's crazy is that my businesses have done as much as $750,000 cash collected in one single month. What I'd like to do for you over the next 4 to 5 minutes is break down the key differences behind a $100,000 business, a $1 million business, and a $10 million business. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Joel, founder of Agency Lab. I scaled my agency to multiple 7 figures and then sold it. After that, we've helped over 80 agency owners scale to $100,000 per month. And we've gotten such crazy results that even the Alex Hormozi, founder of acquisition.com and author of $100 million offers, endorsed us and said that we are the go-to guys in the agency space. With that in mind, let's dive in and break down the key differences behind 100,000, 1 million, and 10 million. All right, here we go. $100,000 agency. For most $100,000 agencies, they do have one niche, so they are targeting one market. For example, we're going to go with e-commerce. And they have one prospecting channel, or in other words, they have one way to get clients. In this example, we're going to say cold email. They have one service. In this example, we're going to say Facebook ads, but it could be anything like content or Instagram ads or anything else. Cold email marketing, SMS marketing, et cetera, et cetera. Most $100,000 agencies have 1 to 3 employees. More likely than not, they have 1 to 2 virtual assistants and maybe one key employee like an account manager or a media buyer or a salesperson. At this point, they do know how to get results for their clients. And they have a proven offer, which means that they have figured out how to get people to say yes and want to work with them. However, they don't have any systems besides maybe things like onboarding. It's really kind of a one-man or one-woman show. And really, they're entrepreneurial employees of their own business. They're not business owners. They're not managers. They are doing most of the work instead of managing other people to do the work for them. So it's not really a real business. It's more like a glorified freelancer that's making money. To get to $1 million per year with your agency, you still have one niche, so it's still one market. But maybe instead of just using one channel to get clients, you've added a few more. Maybe you have 3 to 4 channels. For example, maybe you do cold email and paid ads to get clients, and you have a Facebook group. You also have maybe 1 to 2 services at this point, because one of the easiest ways to increase LTV and maximize lifetime value of your clients is to sell them a second thing. So most businesses, when they're stuck at $100,000 per year, they only have one thing to sell. But one of the easiest ways to double your business is to sell your existing clients on a secondary service. So for example, maybe you've done Facebook ads, but now you're going to sell them on email marketing. At this point, you probably have anywhere between 6 to 15 employees. This is kind of what it breaks down, or how it breaks down. 2 to 3 virtual assistants, 1 to 2 account managers, 1 to 2 marketing managers or media buyers, 1 to 2 sales reps, and 1 project manager, including yourself as the CEO. At this point in your business, you have a consistent way of getting people results. So not only do you have a way to get them results, but you are able to do it for, not only do you have a proven way to get them results, but you could do it consistently across the board for hundreds of clients if necessary. You also have a productized offer. A lot of people, when they're at $100,000 per year, they don't have a productized agency, which means that every time that they sell someone, it looks a little bit differently. Now, to get to $1 million, you really need to simplify. You really need to make things as easy as possible, because simple scales, and you need to avoid complexity creep as much as possible. The way that we do that is by productizing our offer, which means that every time a client signs up, it looks pretty identical. It looks very much the same for every client. It's almost like Instead of selling them a service, we're selling them a product that's being delivered by our agency. At $1 million, you also have systems, SOPs, etc., which looks like this. You need to have systems for campaign creation, campaign review, campaign launching. You need to have systems for onboarding and offboarding. You also need to have systems to train your team members. For example, your account managers need to have training that they go through. Your closers need to have training that they go through. Your media buyers need to have training that they go through. So at the very minimum, you need to have these systems in place. Now, to get to $10 million per year, here's what needs to shift. You still have one market, and now instead of just having 3 to 4 channels, you might have 6 to 8 channels. For example, maybe you do cold email and Facebook ads and a Facebook group, but you also do warm email to your list. Maybe you also do SMS marketing. Maybe you're also posting content. Maybe you're also hiring other people to post content on your behalf. So you have a key personal brand, but you also have a company channel on TikTok or YouTube, et cetera, et cetera. At this point, you have 3 to 4 services or products that you're offering your clients to increase LTV even more. You have something called a back-end program. So one of the fastest ways to scale is to have a secondary offer that's really, really, really expensive. So now this is more than just a service. Maybe you have a mastermind for your clients that costs $50,000 per year that they sign up for. And now your LTV goes up a ton. Your profit goes up a ton without you having to do a lot more work. To get to $10 million, you're going to need to have a lot more employees, anywhere between 3 to 5 leaders on your team, because now you go from being a manager of people to a manager of managers, which means that you are managing the person that's managing the sales department. You're managing the person that's managing the marketing department. You're managing the person that's managing the client success or account management department. To get to $10 million, you also need to build a brand, because you need to have exponential scale, which happens through things like word of mouth, referrals, etc. But if you don't have a strong brand, it's very hard for people to refer you and for the word to spread without you spreading it yourself. You also need to have a marketing ecosystem, or what I like to call the front end machine. Essentially, you have all these ways of people coming into your world, into your company, and engaging with you. So maybe you have a Facebook group, a YouTube channel, lead magnets that people could sign up for, low ticket products. You have a lot of different ways that people could start a business relationship with you. At this point, you also have a full sales team that includes a sales admin, appointment setters, closers, VAs to help your closers follow up, send proposals, things like that. You have an entire sales organization. You go from just being a team with 1 to 2 closers, maybe 2 to 3 closers, to a full sales organization. And your systems and SOPs evolve from just being some templates on Asana or some videos to watch to really a full-fledged organization where you have operations, you have culture, you have leadership. You have a lot of key things in place to drive the business forward, and that shows people how to navigate the business if you're not there. For example, you're going to have a culture code that breaks down your core values so that if your account manager gets stuck on something and there isn't an SOP, they can go back and think about the core value of giving, for example, and they then decide to give additional value to the client and make things amazing for them. So those are the key differences.